Hey, indie authors, welcome back to Indie Author Blueprint. This is the podcast where we talk about the tools and the tips and all those strategies to help you build a thriving self-publishing career. I'm an indie author. I also work with other authors, and so I take the advice that I give to those authors that I'm working with and I turn it into advice for you here on Indie Author Blueprint. Today, we're going to be talking about something that doesn't get enough attention, but can make a big difference in your author business, the sell sheet. If you're wondering what that even is, you're not alone. A lot of indie authors skip over it, but I want to show you why a simple one-page document might be one of your most versatile marketing tools. So let's dig in. First, what is a sell sheet? A sell sheet is your book's resume. It's a one-page snapshot that includes all the key information about your book in a clean and easy-to-read format. You'll usually include your book's cover, the title, the author name, ISBN, retail price, genre, a short description or blurb, and ordering info. If you're targeting bookstores or libraries, you're going to want to include distribution details, like whether it's available through Ingram or Lightning Source or KDP, if it's returnable, and whether you offer a wholesale discount. This is a professional, at-a-glance summary of your book that makes it easier for others to say yes to working with you. Now let's look at how a sell sheet can actually work for you. First, it's ideal for pitching to bookstores and libraries because these professionals get approached all the time, and a sell sheet gives them everything they need to consider your book for their shelves. It's also a way to be very professional with them because they probably get a lot of people coming in who aren't as professional. And so if you can offer something printed on regular paper or a little bit heavier paper or glossy paper or whatever you do, it's going to be a step above just coming in and verbally trying to pitch your book. Another way that the tool is really helpful for you is when you're reaching out to podcasts or media outlets or even organizers. If you're putting together a media kit, you may as well have the sell sheet in there because it has the book description, it has the info about you, where it's for sale. So those are all the things that they would want to have in addition to all the other info you give them when you're doing an interview. So that sell sheet then is better than a business card because it has all the info specifically about your book. It's just one sheet, one-sided. It's simple. It's not a trifold brochure. It's just a sheet that you can hand to people. And you can then email that PDF to people as well. It's also useful at events. If you're speaking at a local event or you're having a table at a book fair, maybe a craft fair, you can have copies, just a few of them on hand. You could even have a QR code on your bookmarks that goes to the digital version, but it's a way for you to give out info to people. And it's not something that every author finds useful, but I personally do because I've created some books that include like journaling activities or Bible study, and people are going to be buying those for a group. And so if somebody wants to know, like, well, how do I order a bunch of copies for a group, or how do I get this ordered into my local bookstore, they can actually grab that sheet and they can take it with them to a bookstore and ask them to order it in. That's because my books are available on all kinds of online bookstores. I'm using Ingram Spark for a lot of them. So somebody could take that sheet and walk into a bookstore and ask for that book. Now, yes, I would want them to order from me, if they want to, because I actually make a little more money when they order from me, but it's also helpful for those sales numbers if they order from a bookstore. Plus, I do want to support those local bookstores. So if I'm encouraging people to go and request the book, then that bookstore makes a profit on it and they can order it directly from the distributor. Another way that a sell sheet is helpful is it helps you to get really clear on your own marketing. If you put together the sheet, it forces you to answer some key questions. Who is this book for? What's the hook? Maybe you're writing that back cover copy or you're writing the Amazon description and you haven't really thought about it carefully about like who's buying the book. It helps you to like level up a little bit on your own professionalism and think about those things and get that all squared away. You answer those questions everywhere else in your social posts and your website copy and email pitches and anywhere else that you use that you're marketing your book. So you may as well have it in an organized place as you're thinking through it. You might also find that it helps you with working with indie retailers. So I talked about local bookstores having all that info laid out in one place. But if you're going other places like local consignment stores, if you are looking at a local event that's going to happen, where indie retailers can be present and they want to know what do you sell, it's also helpful for that. So anytime there's any retail involved with your book, it's something you can hand out. The last thing that's important to know about it is a sell sheet is something your launch team or supporters can share with others. So if they want to recommend your book to a library or a local store, they can print a sell sheet and take it somewhere. And you'll see in some of the samples that I have for my paid subscribers, I've done this with the compilation books that I've done with multiple authors, like an anthology format, where I create that sell sheet so that they can go out into their local bookstores and ask if they're interested in carrying the book as well. Now, when you're designing it, this does not have to be overdone and overdesigned. You don't have to be a graphic designer to have a professional looking sell sheet. You want to keep it simple, not overly done so that your info is hard to read. I actually like to just do a white background for most of it. I've done a little bit of creative stuff. You'll see in some samples that I have done something a little bit tiny bit creative for some clients, but not overly. So if you're thinking that this sounds useful, but you're not sure where to start, I've got you. I said you don't have to be a graphic designer to have a professional looking sell sheet, but maybe you don't know where to start or you don't have any software. Well, Canva is free, and I have put together a template sample that doesn't include any of the elements that are available only to paid subscribers of Canva. So I have a free template. I'll give you a link if you're a paid subscriber to Indie Author Blueprint. You will have that link, and you'll be able to just copy that and start your own design. I have text boxes there and prompts for you on, like what you need to have on that sell sheet. So you just fill in the info, copy and paste your book description, your short bio, all of that kind of stuff. And then I do also have, after the template page, 3 sample designs for you to see, ones that I've done. So you can see how I vary it up a little bit. If it's just me, or if I have a compilation, I'm listing all the authors that are contributing. So you'll see some ways of varying it up and making it a little more creative to work for you. So this is an easy template to use. You could technically do this in a Word document. However, if you hate doing columns and stuff like that, you're going to get something more professional if you use something like Canva, where you can have columns of text. Yes, you can do that in Word, but I know that a lot of the people I know don't know how to do that. So, like I said, this template is available for all paid subscribers to Indie Author Blueprint. You will find Indie Author Blueprint on Substack. It's only $8 per month to subscribe, and you get access to this template and all of the other bonus content that I've created before as well. All right, we're going to keep things short and sweet today. I'm recovering from laryngitis and just got my voice back, so I don't want to do anything that makes my voice go away again. So let's wrap up today's episode. If you haven't yet created a sell sheet, I hope that this gives you a little push to do it. It's a small step, can make a big difference in how professionally you present your book to the world. So I want to thank you for listening to Indie Author Blueprint. If you found this helpful, would you share it with a fellow author, or leave a quick review, or leave me a comment on Substack? Share it to your notes on Substack. It really helps more writers to find the show, and it helps me to know I'm on target with the content that I'm providing for you. So until next time, keep writing and publishing, and I'll see you then.